I think that having the time and space to work on a particular project devoted just to research before you embark on the more administrative heavy and teaching heavy responsibilities that you'll have as an academic is just a real gift and something that you'll probably treasure for your whole life. My research is really in two areas. One is on particular artists and artworks from the 15th to the 17th century. For instance, Artemisia Gentileschi, the famous artist who actually came to the court of Charles I and Henrietta Maria, the Stuart court in England, and then attempting to write a book on the history of image rights, especially in the late medieval and early modern periods. I became interested in Artemisia Gentileschi through a rediscovery I made while working in museums for the Royal Collection. It was a thrilling moment when I came across a painting of Susanna and the Elders that was considered lost for 300 or so years. In our modern age, with our obsessions with the kind of visual side of identity, I think it feels even more important to return to some of the ideas, concepts, and importantly also laws and legal ramifications governing images. For instance, in the late medieval and early modern periods, there were certain laws associated with images, not just prohibiting images, but also protecting them, governing the way in which they were used, the way in which they were consumed. A particularly nice thing about being at Christ Church is the sense of community that you get. The early career time for a scholar and postdoctoral fellowships in general can be very isolated times. And the wonderful thing about a bustling, busy Oxford College like Christ Church is that there is a sort of ready-made community here for you to get involved with. This kind of community fosters many conversations with all sorts of people from all sorts of different fields, completely different to your own. And this gives, I think, a certain richness to the early career experience. And then a whole program of events. This is a college that's not just an academic center, it's also a cathedral, it's also a kind of museum in and of itself. It's a public-facing cultural center, and there is just so much here to get involved with and to experience. Also really important for someone doing history of art is that there's this wonderful picture gallery. I often find that I can lose some minutes, some hours here, just wandering in when I have an idle moment and looking at some paintings and feeling inspired. When you're applying for a junior research fellowship, my top tip would be think deeply about your research proposal. That is the most important thing about the application. Get someone else's eyes on it, edit it many times, and refine it until it's extremely impactful so that it packs a punch to the reader. If you get to the interview stage, try to be lively, try to animate your research, try to think about how to present your research to people who aren't necessarily in your field, who are maybe in completely different subject areas and who know perhaps almost nothing about what you're working on. What kind of hooks, avenues, ways into your research might there be to sort of get someone feeling like they broadly understand what you're working on and that it sounds exciting in some way?